Macbook Pro M1 Chipset Laptop Model Review by Pintrest.com. Hello friends, today we review Macbook Pro M1 Chipset Laptop. Today we review what is Macbook Pro M1 Chipset Model. Apple Macbook Pro M1 Chipset Space Gray Model. Macbook Pro M1 Chipset Model Price. Macbook Pro Hardware and Software Specification. Macbook Pro M1 Chipset Model Pros and Cons. Macbook Pro M1 Chipset Model Conclusion. Macbook Pro Product Buy link in description. Macbook Pro M1 Laptop Introduction. Today we have a detailed overview of the new Apple Macbook Pro 13.33-inch Apple M1 Chipset Laptop Model. Here the Apple Macbook Pro 13.33-inch model itself is powerful, heavy-duty, best for gaming, studio films, entertainment, 3D for animation designing, best for graphics designing, multimedia movie making, best for million lines of software programming source code. Macbook Pro laptop is a very good laptop option. So now let us dig deeper into all the default elements of this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.33-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD Space Gray model. And this model is the new 2020 Apple MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chip, 13-inch, 8GB RAM, 512GB SSD storage, Space Gray. Here in the past I told you about the Apple MacBook Air laptop slim stylish model. In this sequence, now you will get to know about the new Apple MacBook Pro M1 chip laptop model I am going to tell. And this is the new Apple M1 chipset integrated new design, more powerful, smooth and reliable MacBook Pro 13.3-inch Space Gray model made by Apple Company. Macbook Pro M1 Laptop Introduction. Here by default, this new MacBook Pro M1 model gets the new design M1 chip integrated CPU, GPU, and machine learning new features combined in a single Apple M1 chipset. In this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.3-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD Space Gray model, you get a Retina display of 13.3-inch diagonal LED backlit with IPS technology, which is a 16:10 aspect screen ratio output device supported up to 2560x1600 pixel screen resolution features, where each is on 227 pixels per inch, along with 500 nits of vibrant color are available. Here Apple Company gives you a new 8-core Apple M1 chipset with 4 performance core and 4 efficiency core CPU-based default microprocessors installed in this model, which works 2.8x faster than the former processor. Here you get a better quality built-in graphics and video support GPU for the best high-quality video, graphics, animation, movie. Similarly, this MacBook Pro 13.3-inch model gets 8-core GPU graphics coprocessor installed by default, which makes it easy to process graphical applications and hard graphical gaming 5x faster. Also in this model, you get 16 cores neural engine as built-in features, which is very helpful in 11x times advanced fast machine learning. Here by default Apple Company gives you 8GB of primary memory RAM installed in this model. Even if you need the existing primary memory can also be upgraded with 16GB of unified primary memory RAM, whereas if we talk about the secondary storage device capacity of this model, then in this model you get 256GB SSD and 512GB SSD default storage choice. If you want, you can also upgrade the default internal storage device to 2TB data and information storage capacity. MacBook Pro M1 chipset laptop hardware configuration. So let us now explore this new MacBook Pro with an Apple M1 chipset 13.3-inch, 8GB RAM, and 512GB SSD Space Gray model. About the default camera. Here Apple Company gives you an advanced high-definition 720-pixel high-definition webcam installed for FaceTime video communication in it. So let us now know in more detail about other motherboard hardware components, ports and wireless connections of this MacBook Pro 13.3-inch model. So here Apple Company gives you 2 Thunderbolt USB 4 ports in this model, which you can use on your own. For charging MacBook Pro laptop models, outputting MacBook Pro Active Display, Thunderbolt 3 USB port, which supports data and information transfer up to 40GB. USB 3.1 Gen 2 port that gives you 10 gigabit per second data and provides information transfer rate. Similarly, there is the new faster advanced wireless Wi-Fi 6 wireless networking connection, which helps you to transfer data and information in seconds at 1.2 gigabit. Also, you can transfer file data audio sound with Bluetooth. Using 5.0 technique, new Apple Magic comfortable typing keyboard with more space is easy hit mode. Macbook Pro M1 chipset laptop features. Now let us study some advanced new features and functions of this new MacBook Pro model. So, this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.3-inch 8GB RAM and in the 512GB SSD space gray model, you will also get the new Apple Touch Bar in this model, which is helpful in the immediate execution of macOS Touch control. If here we are taking MacBook Pro only for security purposes only. So, you can rest assured because, with the new Apple Touch ID features, you can securely unlock your MacBook Pro laptop, pay the live amount with the online Apple feature, existing created documents, and existing files can be opened securely, and even purchased live from Secure Opener Apple TV apps. In this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.33-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD space gray model, you get Apple Touch Bar with Apple Touch ID, both features in the same model. Here Apple company will introduce a new MacBook Pro model to its new macOS Big Sur operating system. The OS is launched in the market with a Big Sur operating system. And it has become the most advanced Mac operating system ever. With thousands of user apps, every need of the app is already present in it for every type of Mac user. This Mac new app is supported in the new environment supported and feature lot in Mac operating system model, which makes it very helpful and comfortable in this new Apple MacBook Pro model. Also, this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.3-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD space gray laptop, this is a great laptop model with thermal efficiency feature. If you make and buy this MacBook Pro model of your choice, then you will get MacBook Pro 13.33 laptop in its box with a 61-watt USB-C power adapter, USB-C charging cable up to 2-meter length, Apple MacBook laptop sticker, active product instruction user guide, 1 laptop cleaning cloth, etc. Object default here Apple company provides you with 1 lithium polymer battery in this model with up to 20 hours of continuous battery power backup. Even this laptop model can be used even when your main electricity power is turned off. So that you can get this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.33-inch 8 without any hassle. Here Apple company has so far made this model 256GB SSD and 512GB SSD. Along with the default, this laptop model has been made available to the user for purchase in silver and space gray model color variants. MacBook Pro M1 chipset laptop pro and cons. No. MacBook Pro M1 pros. MacBook Pro M1 cons. MacBook Pro M1 solutions. 1. New Apple M1 integrated combined chipset laptop. Very high costs with few changes. All single chipset integrated into a single all-kind chip called M1 chipset with best. 2. Sufficient 8GB primary memory. Primary memory size is very low. Upgrade with 16GB high primary, but you need to pay additionally. 3. Sufficient 512GB secondary SSD data storage. Very low secondary SSD storage. In term today's environment. Support up to 2TB with additional SSD upgrade choice. 4. 16-core neural engine features. Best but still costly, best for machine learning. 5. 8-core CPU and 8-core GPU, best, but still costly in reference to price it more costlier. 6. 20-hour battery power, consistent backup. Best but still costly, best than other in this category. MacBook Pro M1 chipset laptop conclusion. Conclusion. If you are crazy about MacBook, and this is also a true statement in itself. So, you will keep this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.33-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD space gray laptop model as your first choice while buying your laptop. Because according to me this model with default hardware specifications will be a great laptop buying option for you. MacBook laptops are known all over the world for their work performance. And this statement is a true statement in itself, which is capable of fulfilling all your commercial and non-commercial needs. Moreover, the default hardware configuration of this model is a model in itself, which will help in meeting all your needs. But still, this laptop is one of the best MacBook Pro 13.3-inch models in its class. According to me, this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.33-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD space gray model is a perfect 5 stars buying model option for you. I think you can buy this MacBook Pro model without any doubt, hesitation, you can buy directly without hassle, because here all those basic features are present in this new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.33-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD space gray laptop model, which is fully capable of fulfilling all the basic and advanced Mac task requirements of any macOS-based MacBook Pro laptop user. According to me, you can directly buy this best new MacBook Pro with Apple M1 chipset 13.33-inch 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD space gray Mac laptop model. And this MacBook model will be able to do all your MacBook Pro application work properly, skillful or capable.